Hey y'all, so I just got back from sailing on Wonder of the Seas with Royal Caribbean, and I'm gonna just do a really quick review of my experience on the ship. So, the first thing about this ship is the ship size. So, this ship was the biggest cruise ship ever built when it first came out, and the size is like the main reason that I wanted to book a Royal Caribbean cruise. So, we're gonna talk about just how big this ship actually is. The ship seems to have an endless amount of stuff on the ship. You guys can look at this ship online, but when you get on the boat, it is bigger than you thought it would be. There's like a whole water park on top of the ship. There's a lot of floors. I think there's like 18 or 19 decks on this ship. There's the casino. There's theaters on here. There's the Aqua Theater. There's the attic where they have the comedy show at, which that theater itself was massive. I was like, they could have easily had Broadway shows inside of this theater, but because this is a shorter selling, I guess they did not throw the shows in on this ship. The solarium is a enormous size. The Windjammer is humongous. It's like this ship can hold 7,000 passengers. The Royal Promenade is also humongous. The outside spaces are big. The little circus merry-go-round area. And it takes a while to just walk. I was in a corridor and I just walked from the back of the boat to the front of the boat, and it is extremely long. It's like 4 football fields in distance. There's a running track on the ship as well. That's pretty long. So yeah, the size, if you could just spend a whole day just walking around through the ship because there's just so much open space. My next concern was the crowds, because I hate crowds. When we first got on this boat, it was extremely crowded. That sailaway party, you could not even walk around. There was so many people on that sailaway party, and honestly, the space for the sailaway party is not that big, and there's thousands of people trying to just be at this one spot on the top of the ship for the sailaway party, and it just made it like kind of not enjoyable because it was just people flooded, packed in like sardines. I wanted to dance. I couldn't even dance. I had to go in the pool and dance in the pool because like there's no space anywhere else. Now, when we first got on the cruise ship, everybody was kind of like in the Royal Promenade, and everybody was on the top 2 decks on the ship, so there was just people everywhere. The hot tubs flooded, the bars flooded, the restaurants where you get some food flooded. Couldn't get nothing, couldn't find any space to breathe, couldn't find any space to move around, just people packed in everywhere. Freaking reminded me of like the Magic Kingdom at Disney. People just flooded in on the ship. But after that sailaway party, all the people kind of just disappeared. People just went off to different parts of the ship, and it really wasn't crazy packed like that for the remainder of the cruise. Thank goodness. So before this cruise, I was looking for a video. I was trying to find a video online of all the activities on the cruise ship, and I couldn't find nothing about the activities on this cruise. And there are far, far, far too many activities on this ship for anybody to make a video covering everything. I think on this ship, I had seen people doing rock wall climbing, playing ping pong, doing mini golf, going on water slides, going swimming in the pool, going to restaurants, going to like food making classes, going to the spa, getting a massage, getting your nails done, getting your hair done, doing acupuncture, going to the gym, doing a fitness class, doing movie trivia, doing landmark trivia, doing a line dancing class, going salsa dancing. Like there's 100+ activities on this cruise ship. But even with there being so many activities, I did find myself being bored at times. And I mean, I can't really blame the cruise line. Like, how are you going to keep somebody entertained nonstop for multiple days on end? So I did find myself just in my room a bunch of times, just like playing mobile games or watching anime or watching some movies I downloaded on Netflix to just stay entertained. But yeah, activities, there's loads of activities across all age ranges. Pretty much they got activities for people aged like 5 to 100. There's activities for every age. Doesn't matter. Now, entertainment. Shows. I was really worried about the entertainment on this ship because there's no Broadway show on this cruise. But there's a lot of other shows. There's the water show, Intense. And that show was amazing. I love that show. The music was phenomenal for that show. The choreography was fantastic. They really keep you engaged for the entire hour or 55 minutes that show lasts. The ice skating show, also amazing music selection during that ice skating show. My main complaint is it's cold, yo. On that ice skating show, yo, it had to have been like 55 degrees during that whole show. I was just in the front row, just freezing to death. Watching the ice show. The stunts were cool. Like I said, the music was amazing, but freezing cold. I want to say the inside of the ship felt like it was 65 degrees, but yeah, that intense show, not intense, the ice skating show felt like it was about 58 degrees or like 55 degrees. I was freezing to death. I almost got up and left the ice skating show because it was so cold. So yeah, I think it might have been because I was selling in January, the dead of winter. So maybe they were expecting, it's normally hot in the Caribbean and in Florida. So maybe they just kept the AC just turned up. Even in the wintertime, the AC just blasting. But I don't know. It was abnormally cold on the entire ship. But yeah, back to entertainment. Yeah, they have live music every single night, multiple shows, DJs, clubs, dancing for the entertainment. Now, the food. I thought that the food at the main dining hall was extraordinarily mediocre. And I've heard a lot of reviews from other cruisers say that after COVID happened, the food quality just fell off with a lot of the cruise lines. And it definitely felt that way. Like, I had a dinner, I had a French onion soup. Yo, that French onion soup was banging. I had been wanting a French onion soup for like the last year, but I haven't had one. But the French onion soup I had was fantastic. I got a steak. That steak was extremely mediocre. That steak was like a 4.5 out of 10 for steaks. And then this chocolate cake I had at the main dining hall was almost inedible. I couldn't even eat this chocolate cake. It was so nasty. Now, the food at the Windjammer, that food was good. And if you go to the buffet, if you don't like the food that you got, you can just, go back to the buffet and grab some other food. So, honestly, all the food I had at the Windjammer tasted good. I never needed to go back and get something else because the food that I got did taste above average. I'm not going to say it was amazing, but yeah, the Food Jammer food was probably like a 7 out of 10. Main dining hall, that food was like a 4 out of 10 that I had there. And for the entirety of the cruise, we did not do any of the premium dining, so like almost every single meal that we ate was at that Windjammer. And the Windjammer space itself, like I said, this ship is humongous. We never struggled to find a place to like sit down and eat, except for when it was time to leave the cruise ship. When you're leaving the cruise ship, like almost the whole cruise ship is at the Windjammer trying to get breakfast on the way out. So it was like a madhouse in there trying to get breakfast. They do have a lot of quick service places to eat at. Like they had this hot dog place to get food at. They had Sorrento's, which I heard a lot of people say good stuff about Sorrento's, but that Sorrento's pizza was utter mediocrity for the cheese pizza. And I had some barbecue chicken pizza at Sorrento's, which tasted phenomenal. But just the regular smuggler pizza, cheese pizza, man, so bland, so flavorless. The music. Now, on this cruise, I had some friends of mine tell me that the Royal Caribbean is boring. It's not a party ship. But their new lineup of cruise ships like Utopia of the Seas, they're trying to, I guess, switch to more of a party ship vibe. But the music, this is not party music that they play on Royal Caribbean. I don't know what I would even call this music. It's just not exciting. It's just not fun. The music is very safe. I'll say that. They picked very safe songs. If you just typed in like party music on YouTube and just played whatever songs had the most views, like Tiesto, like songs that have 1 billion views, just super generic music. Like, I wanted to dance, but I'm pretty sure the entire time I was on this cruise, I can only remember there being like maybe one or two rap or hip hop songs played the entire time I was on this cruise. I think they played My Anaconda Don't by Nicki Minaj. But aside from that, I don't think they played another rap song. Period. They did like some line dance songs like the Cupid Shuffle and the Wobble. But aside from that, zero rap music whatsoever. I'm not saying you got to play like 1,000 rap and hip hop songs, but zero, nothing. Even at the nightclub late at night, still no rap music, no hip hop. I'm like, what? And pop, like a lot of pop, EDM, I guess music that's popular internationally. But yeah, the music selection, if you like dancing and having a good time to some rock, to some hip hop and some rap, then then you might want to stick with Carnival as far as that goes. Yeah, but the DJ weak flavored the watered down music that whole cruise. Now the shows, the Intense show, the ice skating show, they had amazing musical selections. I love music soundtracks. I love music scores, and they play a lot of amazing music scores during those shows. So yeah, shows, amazing music. The DJ for the Silhouette Party and the nightclub, weak, flavorless, soulless music. Killed my soul listening to those songs. Ship experience. So my experience on this ship is it was too cold. I was freezing to death. Okay, yeah, but aside from the ship being cold, this cruise ship was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. Like, I already knew I'm not like a cruise person. I like being able to move around and not be trapped on a boat. And on this boat, you do feel a little bit trapped if you're bored easily. Like me, I get bored very easily. And on this ship, I did not buy the Wi-Fi internet package, so I found myself bored about 4 or 5 hours of the day. I was bored. I was just in the room, just trying to kill some time until we got off the boat. But I think if I would have had the internet package, I probably would have not been bored so much. I don't know how somebody can not be bored without no internet access, and I'm like an addict to social media on my phone, so. Boredom was definitely an issue on this cruise, but the whole experience, Royal Caribbean does an excellent job of like planning your guys' vacation and your day with waking up and, having breakfast and going out and doing experiences and having fun for hours on end. The day at Coco Cay, endless amounts of fun that you could have there. Going to Nassau, I did not even get off the boat in Nassau. I just stayed on the ship. There was so much stuff to do on the ship that I was able to just have fun just being on the boat. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about real quick is the gym. Now, I love fitness. I love staying active. I love to work out. I know most people on a cruise probably don't care about working out that much, but for me, like, the gym was like a massive part of this vacation. I think I was at the gym every single day, multiple times a day. Until we got off the cruise. So this cruise ship basically has like a commercial sized gym on the cruise ship. I've been to LA Fitnesses all across North America that the LA Fitness is about the same size as the cruise ship on this boat. Only difference is there's no bench press, there's no squats, there's no like shoulder press, there's no deadlift, there's no power cleans, any type of stuff like that. But as far as like machines go, they do have a fair selection of machines on the ship. I think on the ship that on the Wonder of the Seas, there's probably about like 20 to 30 machines on this ship, and it was never really crowded at the gym. But like I said, most people on the cruise not trying to work out for real, so that's why it was never crowded. The dumbbells go up to 100 pounds. If you're always wondering like how heavy are these dumbbells. Lots of cardio equipment, bikes, treadmills, and the fitness area is 2 floors. There is the gym's on 1 floor, and then there's like a staircase you can walk down, and then you can go onto the running track. And the running track was really cool. If you run around the track, you can like look straight out over the ocean. You can look and see the lifeboats. It's pretty cool. They even have seats at some portions around the running track, so if you want to just sit down and just look out at the ocean, you'll be able to do that on the running track It was very nice. The spa's there as well. If you want to, work out and get a massage, they have the bar with healthy drinks there as well. So incredibly nice gym space. I can't wait to go on some of the bigger cruise ships to see if they have a even bigger and better gym on the Icon and the Star of the Seas. And that reminds me, I need to book my spot on the Legend of the Seas for later this year as well. But yeah, that was my quick review of the Wonder of the Seas. This ship was fantastic. I would definitely sell on this ship again. And I would say for like the price that I paid, only $600 for a cabin on this ship, this is probably like the best bang for your buck cruise that you can book with any cruise line. I don't think you're going to get a cruise like this anywhere for $500 anywhere at this quality with this much food and this much entertainment and this much activities for, $1,000. It was an amazing value for the money that I spent. But that's all for this video. I'll see you guys later.